UK time, Nigerian time, so to say. This is actually a fully remote job. It could be in a contract way or a full-time role, but I promise you that this is fully remote job. So I've got two of them, but I would actually be introducing one of these tonight, and in subsequent time, we would dive more into it. So the first one I will be introducing, I will still be using my tool, as I said, which is ChatGPT, just to still display some of these things like I've explained to us initially. So I'm sure we can all see my screen, please. Mr.
Yeah,
Akin, confirm for
I
everyone.
can see it. Yeah.
Yes, so I will as well be using ChatGPT because that's actually the tool we started with. So I actually asked ChatGPT that what is Upwork? And it actually responded that it's an online platform that connects freelancer with clients seeking for various services. Now, what are these services? There are various services. Number one is as writing in terms of maybe letter, it could be a tender letter, CV, whatsoever, graphics, programming, marketing, and more. When they say and more, that means it entails all necessary services that is being provided by an individual. And also it allows you as a freelancer to create profile, showcasing their skills and expertise. So I'm sure that after we've gained a lot of knowledge in individual roles, we learn with pride. We've been able to put our hands on practical training, able to exercise our expertise, so to say. So it's not a bad idea if we as well leverage on this platform called Upwork. And also, this platform provides tools for communication, collaboration, and payments processing, making it easier for both parties to work together remotely. So at the start of this discussion, I actually mentioned remote. I told you that it's not a physical role that you would actually be getting on Upwork or Fiverr. It's fully remote role. So you could see that there are a lot of reasons for you to leverage and exploit more on this platform. Another reason I'll quickly throw in is that looking at LinkedIn, and if you see any job advert on LinkedIn, within 1 hour, you would notice that about 150 people have actually applied. Can we all confirm that, please? Am I right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So it's kind of very competitive on LinkedIn. Fine. The competition is actually everywhere, but some people are actually not looking at some other places. They are just focused on, okay, LinkedIn, JobServe, Total Jobs, and the like. So why there's something going on somewhere else? So they said Upwork actually offers a wide range of opportunities for freelancers and businesses looking for flexible work arrangements or specialized talents. You see, so it's actually a platform that welcomes every ideas. It welcomes every ideas, every skills needed. I'm just trying to let us know why we need to go into this. Then what are the advantage? I also asked ChatGPT that what are the advantage of Upwork? It has to have an advantage. So number one, access to a diverse talent pool. It's like a vast network of freelancers across different industries. So it could be the healthcare industry, it could be the e-commerce industry, it could be the software industry, so to say. So it actually connects you together across all industry, providing clients with access to a wide range of talent worldwide. So that's another thing we need to consider. Upwork is not actually centered in some particular continent or a place. It's actually a worldwide tool or platform that you can always get to and have offers. Actually, again, it's flexibility and remote work. That's another advantage I've actually buttressed initially. Its arrangement is being set for flexible work and also remote work, fully remote work. Also, it is cost efficiency. Upwork allows clients to find freelancer at a different price point. We've got people that will say, oh, I would like to charge 600 pounds, let's say 600 pounds per hour or per day. Some will tell you that, oh, because I'm just getting into this field, let me just charge, let's say 200 pounds. It varies. It depends on your expertise. It depends on how you think, okay, I just need to get something doing. I need to engage in something. And knowing that sometimes your price actually determines your expertise. I don't know, maybe that's my own mentality, but I'm very sure of that too. So Generally, it is cost efficiency and also scalability. You can upload your projects, and that is one of the good advantages I'm sure LearnWithPride is actually offering for you to place your hand on real life projects. These are advantages that you've been able to exercise your expertise as a Scrum Master. You've been able to facilitate as a project manager. You've been able to manage projects from the start to finish. As a product owner, you've been able to prioritize a project. All of these things you've actually gained. It's a project on its own, which you can upload on Upwork. And the interesting part of it is that when you are bidding for a contract, a client will actually assess that. And when it speaks well of you, certainly you get the job. Upwork accommodates various project size, durations, allowing for scalability. You can as well tell your client that, okay, what you need me for, we take you for 6 months. Fine, I'm open for that. So you can negotiate the durations as well on Upwork. And ease of communication and collaboration. It offers tools for communication, file sharing, project management, streamlining collaboration with freelancer and clients. Also, it's secured when it comes to payment system, ensuring freelancer gets paid for their work and clients have resources if expectations aren't met. So they actually act as an intermediary between a service provider and whoever is buying the service, right? So there's a restriction between them whereby if you're actually not doing what is right, there's a payment policy that would actually handle that. Yeah. And also feedback and rating. This is the most important thing about Upwork, which I would actually want us to prioritize. In everything we do, even as regards our daily activities, we would always want to appreciate feedback a lot because it shows your credibility, it shows your competencies and the likes. So on Upwork, what actually made majority, to be sincere, to actually get a lot of jobs, a lot of contracts, is all about having a good feedback and ratings. Just imagine you having 5 stars on Upwork. Definitely, you don't even need to fight or bid for a lot of jobs. They will keep coming to you directly because they've seen that you've been consistent, you've actually have the accurate needs, and everything has actually been met, and the credibility is there. That is that. Then also moving to how to set up good Upwork profile. Sorry, I'm boring up because I think this is more theoretical, but we are still going to get to the practical aspect of it. We just need to understand the basic. And if you have any question in the midst of this, you can just do me a favor. You could just raise up your hand and just use the hands icon. I will definitely see that and allow you ask a question. So how to set up good Upwork profile? Number one is to have a profile picture. We all know that in everything we do, we need identity. Identity speaks who you are. It talks more about you. And I used to tell people, even on LinkedIn, don't just use a picture whereby you are wearing just a makeup and probably you add a selfie of yourself. Thank God we have a lot of AI tool now that can just change your random picture to a professional picture. Always use something professional that when anyone see, without even talking to you, they start giving you the respect. You can earn your respect just from your profile picture. So Upwork as well appreciate that a lot, having a very good profile picture. And number two, your title and overview. What is your title? Your title is your role. Your title are your skills. As a Scrum Master, what are your skills? What do you do? Like, what are your competencies? Your skills connote your soft skills and your hard skills. Your soft skills could be your communication, collaboration, leadership, teamwork, facilitation, and the likes. Then what are your hard skills, such as your Jira, that is your core tools, which you use on your training and probably while exercising your expertise. Those are your core or your hard skills. It could be Jira, it could be Planning Spoker, it could be Trello. As a project manager, it could be Asana. All of those things has to be on your overview. It has to be on your title, so to say. And having that, it has to look so convincing. Not that you just put Scrum Master. No. Even on your LinkedIn, that is very, very important. It's very, very wrong just saying Scrum Master. No, you have to package yourself. Certified Scrum Master. Certified Scrum Master with PSM 1 and 2. All of these things speaks volume. Even without interviewing you, asking you any question, just reading your profile alone, I feel convinced already. So your title has to be quality. It has to be top notch. Then the overview of it, like you introducing yourself to somebody, you actually need to sell yourself. You have to sell yourself at the overview. You have to tell them everything you entails, every gift you have, every talent you've got. It has to be on the overview. So this says craft a concise and descriptive title that highlights your expertise. I actually mentioned that. Also, write a compelling overview showcasing your skills. Like I said, your skills connote your soft skills. It connotes your hard skills as well. So you don't just put communication, that's all. When you put communication, you have to put collaboration. How do you collaborate? You actually collaborate using your daily, doing your daily scrum, probably having your agile environment. So what do you use for that? Is it Slack? Is it Zoom? Is it Teams? You know, some of those tools, you have to mention them. How do you track your project? Is it through Jira? You have to do that. How do you actually estimate your project? You know, all of these things is actually very important to itemize on your overview. Then also use of keywords. You know, in everything we do, in every services we render, we've got a specific word, a specific keyword for each services. If I'm actually a doctor, I would always talk about drugs. You know, instead of me saying flagyl, I might just tell you metronidazole, because metronidazole is I would say a chemical name or a compound name for flagyl. You know, instead of me saying ampiclos, I might say ampicillin. You know, all of those things are the terms for those drugs. You understand? Then you as a Scrum Master, what are your keywords? You as a business analyst, what are your keywords? You as a project manager, what are your keywords? Now, what is the advantage of keywords? The advantage of keywords, it makes you unique in the job market, because when I place a search like, oh, okay, let me say agile or servant leader or leader, or let me say facilitator, or let me say someone who actually prioritization. Let me just use the word prioritization on LinkedIn. Does it bring out your profile? Does it bring out your profile on Upwork as well? Knowing that prioritization goes to the product owner, you know, you have to actually use the necessary keywords for your niche, for your skills. It makes you visible in the job market. It makes you to be known. And also, your portfolio is another thing that is very, very important. Your portfolio is a package of you. You know, it's just the total package of who you are. Showcase your best work. Include diverse examples that demonstrate your skills. The project you've actually worked on, you've showed your expertise. You have to put them together. These are the things that if you are bidding for contracts, clients will come and assess on Upwork that, okay, what have you offered so far? What projects have you actually contributed so far? What have you done so far that we can see that, oh, we are convinced enough to give you this contract? You know, you have to upload your portfolio, adding your core skills to it as well. Yes, use virtual such as images, videos, or documents. You know, you could be somebody who that, or probably you don't have access to the project you've worked on. I'm sure that you can still write a roadmap. You can draw out the roadmap on how you actually achieve from the start to the finish, from the DOD to the DOR. You can actually put them out together, write it in a good document, upload them on Upwork. These documents will actually get to those who are sourcing, and they can as well assess it and be sure that, oh, you're actually getting the right person. Another thing is your skills and certification. We've got a lot of certification out there, knowing that although it doesn't really require you to have that much certification, not even one at all, to get a very good role. So I don't really preach that. But if you have actually got one, you can always upload on Upwork as well. We've actually emphasized on skills. Another thing is your work experience. Actually, what have you contributed in the industry so far? Which of the companies have you worked? What have you been able to put on the table? You know, this detail your relevant work experience, highlighting key projects. You know, one thing about job hunts is that they actually know that a lot of us got this experience, but your first stage of getting a job is your CV, is your profile. Is your profile. And what does your profile need to entail? It's your achievement. You don't need to describe a lot of responsibility on your profile, your CV, or whichever. It's your achievement so far. They want to see your achievements. What are the key projects? And like I mentioned the other time, I really appreciate Mr. Akin for the great job he's actually doing, like sincerely. for the great job he's actually doing, giving individuals life projects, because these are the things that you would need to boost yourself out there. You know, your achievements, the projects you've been able to lay your hands on, you have to actually include it on your work experience. It has to be on Upwork. Then quality results wherever possible to showcase your impact. Any of the company you've actually worked for, if you have actually had a reference from Railway Pride, you can always showcase your skills on there. Mention them, refer to the projects you've been able to launch, refer to the projects you were able to join from the start to the finish. Then also your education and your background, it actually means a lot. And also client testimonial, that is, gather testimonial from previous clients and display them on your profile. Yes, so this is where we actually need ourselves. For instance, I just registered on Upwork and I've not actually gotten any what's it called, projects, so to say, or contracts. You know, that is why you need a friend that would actually inform another friend that we definitely want to comment on your profile. Give good testimony about yourself. That should be your very big background, so that even when outsider totally want to visit your profile, they can see testimonials and they can be like, oh, these are good testimonies, so to say, and let's get this person on board. So we need ourselves on this spot. We actually need ourselves. Probably at the practical stage, when I actually, when we work out to open the Upwork together, we are able to open it, we might share our profile on the general group. Let's give good remark on ourselves. Oh, this person is actually good. He actually delivered this and the likes, you know. It helps us to get that job. It helps us to get that contract. No, yeah, positive feedback adds credibility, trustworthiness, and to your profile. That's just it. That's just it. Customize for each job application. Now, another mistake we're actually making in the job market is that most times we just believe, oh, because this is a business analyst role, I will just apply because I'm a business analyst. And Mr. Kim permits me to say this. That is why most of us would actually get the message unfortunate, because for every industry, there are actually specialization. You know, there are actually specific stuff which they need. There are some business analysts, they will tell you that business analysts on Salesforce and all of those things. So you have to tailor your application to what job for what role they're actually looking out for. That is very, very important. If it takes you to always revamp your job experience on Upwork, to me, I think that is fine, because you wouldn't want to miss any job opportunity there. So show your genuine interest and understanding client needs is very, very important. I used to tell people, if you actually see a job responsibility, if you go on Google now, search Scrum Master responsibility, you might see different needs for Scrum Master. You know, every one of us have different problems. The same thing goes to companies. They are looking for different needs. So you have to actually tailor to which you are applying for. Look at what they need. Is it a project manager that would actually help them manage a team, or a project manager that would need to collaborate with the external stakeholder or the like? So you have to understand the needs of the client before you put in for it, so you won't just miss anything. Then also use of keywords. We've actually explained that. Analyze every detail your client is supplying. Look at the keywords on it. Does it match with your profile, so you wouldn't waste your time? Do you really need to edit your profile so as to meet up with this keyword? It's very, very important. Another thing is that you have to keep it updated. Like back to back, you need to monitor it, keep it updated. Know that just be sure you are having the right skills at the right time. You've got the right experience at the right time that concerns what you are applying for. Then also stay active on the platform to increase visibility. We've all heard about the ATS machine. You know, it's actually automatically search out CVs, search out profiles. And this thing actually works in terms of your consistency, how consistent you are on a particular platform. I'm sure that Mr. King plays us on an exercise that is 30 applications per day. He actually did the right thing, because the more you apply, the more you are visible in the job market. You can't just say you are looking for a job and you apply just once in a day. You have to apply consistently so you can be visible. knowing that the competition is very, very high out there. So same thing on Upwork too. What would actually help you to get a lot of contracts? You have to stay active. As they are dropping any job stuff or contract, you bid for it immediately. The another tips is that be professional. Maintain professionalism in your profile, your communication. Also, be transparent. Clearly outline your services, your rates, and your availability. You don't want to actually say you'll be available for it. Meanwhile, you won't be available. You know, what is your rate? Are you charging £100 per day, per contract? You have to actually check that. Be responsive. Reply to message promptly. There are a lot of people on there as well. As they are dropping messages and job invitations, you have to show concern with immediate effect. Be genuine. That is, your profile has to show your real self, your real location, your real details, because you might just want to have a duplicate, and they might just be like, oh, this person is not, because they as well have a way to checkmate an individual before they think that this person is actually right for this role. So you have to be genuine. So with these 3 points of mine, these are the tips needed to open Upwork. And I would actually open the floor for any question before I move further to the interface of Upwork. So please, if you actually have any question or observation or reservations to what I've actually said so far, we are actually free to throw in any question or whichever now. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Please, my question goes this way. This Upwork, is it every day you have to be online for you to be visible? Or just once you create the account, people can search and get you when they needed to contract people to work for them?
Okay, thank you for that question. Sorry, I would always like us to introduce ourselves so we can get familiar. I'm sure this is a very interactive class, so to say. It's not even a class, we are sharing experience here. So I would like to know who actually just asked the question now. Please, what was your name, please?
Desmond.
Okay, Desmond, right?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Desmond, for that question. Like I mentioned earlier, that it's just like you looking for something desperately, and you assume that if you look for it just once a day, you can definitely get it. Meanwhile, they tell you that, oh, this thing you are looking for, you have to look for it like you need it so much. So I'm sure that you would actually want to acquire or put in a lot of effort to get it done. So whichever platform you are using, you can't just create it, optimize it, and leave it like that. You have to be there. You have to keep updating. You have to keep checking. Like I asked us a question initially before we started this question, that do we all agree with me that on LinkedIn, if a job is being dropped now, let's assume I think the list of all jobs now is social media manager. Like, they've really underrated now. They dropped it within 1 minute. In the next 2 minutes, you agree with me that there will be 200 individuals who would have applied for that role. That means people are not sleeping. There are a lot of people on this platform that they are bidding while you are resting, they are bidding. So you have to be there to be visible. You have to stay active to be visible. It cuts across every other platform. When you are not active, you can't be visible. Have I answered your question, please?
Yes, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Kim, please, you can actually undo this preferably to ask anyone if they have questions, observations.
Yeah, are we still going to the practical, right?
I would actually display the interface, because I'm sure the majority of us would have 1 or 2 things to do. And I'm sure this is a recurring section, which we can now go in-depthly to the creation of it. So I will display the interface if there is no question.
All right, then someone is reading. Miriam, you can ask your question. Yeah.
Yes, good evening. My name is Miriam. So my question is, I have an Upwork account, but I have challenges with proposal and what's the appropriate amount, like what should be the least amount a project manager should charge. So,
Okay.
so the amount and also the proposal. If I can see a sample proposal, I'll be able to tweak mine. But that's what I have with Upwork.
Okay,
Right
thank you
now.
very much. So number one is a proposal. As regards the proposal, you can always reach out to Mr. King. I'm sure you got somebody who is capable in terms of handling that part in drafting proposal or giving you a template. You can reach out to Mr. King as regards that. Then number two is what certain amounts can you actually bid as a project manager. I used to tell people that you are very sure of your expertise, you know what you can do, you know what you can render, so you know your what. And also you can always place a search on Google. You can see the current rate, because we've got three categories when it comes to job hunts. We have the intermediary, the intermediate, we have the middle class, and we have the advanced. So assess yourself, which part do you actually fall in? Search what is the current rate for a mid-level project manager earning per day, or what is the current rate for a senior level or advanced level in project manager earning daily or annually. When you do that, you will be able to check them together and know which one actually best for you. Have I been able to answer that question, please?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Do we still have anybody who wants to ask question? So can I take that as there is no question. I would like to move to the I've actually got this. I would want to demo the. So okay, first thing, probably for those who don't have yet, what you just need to do is just place it on your Google. Can you see my screen now, please? Hello?
Yes, we can.
So you can just place it on Google. You can just place your search that Upwork. You know, it's actually give you different ones. It takes you to the direct site. You click it here. So this is the interface, right? Because I've actually opened these accounts. I was planning to do a demo for us, but when we are actually fully ready for the practical, probably in the next section, we will start from there. I will just display the interface. Now you can see we've got two stuff here. Let me log out, please. Sorry. So, okay, 1 second, please, I'm coming. Okay, I use this. Yeah, so as we can all see here, that after you've clicked on the URL, it lands you here. When you click on get started, it lands you here that join as a client or a freelancer. So a client is, I am a client hiring for a project. As a freelancer, I am a freelancer looking for work. So this time around, we are actually the freelancer looking for work, right? So you just click here, apply as a freelancer, you click there, then you start like uploading your name. I've actually used this name before. I'm sure I've actually used this too. .com. I've actually used this as well. Okay, so this is how the interface actually looks. But in the next class, we would dive into it fully. But I believe we've been able to actually pick one or two things just from the theoretical part of it. If yes, please, can you just respond with a nice emoji, please? If yes, so I can be sure able to learn something new.
Yes, so
All right, thank you, everyone. Over to you, Mr. King. Hello.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. You said next week will be for the
Yeah, the
practical.
practical. Yeah, exactly, sir.
All right. Yeah, I don't know whether anybody has got any question. Any question from anyone?
No, from my end.
How is this job search then? Interviews, getting calls, all those ones. Are we getting calls?
Yeah, I am getting calls, but I've not gotten the one that pushed me into the field. Actually, like some of the calls I'm getting, most of them they are requesting for on-site. Okay, based on my location, I live in Northern Ireland. Like two that called me last week. One is in Bristol, one is in Lancashire. So I pleaded if they can give like twice at the office, then three from home. They say the client said no. They want it
You don't
4 days at the office.
point of correction. Don't make that negotiation at the very
Okay.
beginning. No, don't do that. That is so wrong. See, many of these people, let me tell you what, even if they ask you to be coming to work, by the time they know your worth or you've been given the job, you can have a special arrangement, or even your boss might not even be coming to work. You know?
Okay.
You might be able to negotiate maybe once a week or twice a month. But don't because many people will take even on site, without negotiation. So this is why I tell people don't get the job and let every other thing follows. Your negotiation, whatever question you have, but ensure go through the process first. Get that job in Bristol first. Then let's see.
They
Okay,
ask me,
you can now tell them, oh, due to family and all of that, I don't think I'll be able to. See, it's easier for them to listen to you after they've given you the program, the offer,
the offer.
than starting the recruitment process all over again. It's not easy to recruit people.
Okay.
I
Okay.
always, even for myself, I'm like, my company is like a fly, that is not big at all. It's headache for me recruiting, not to talk about big companies. Nobody wants to.
Can I ask you, please?
What is it? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, regarding to what you said, right? Most company, where I'm working, what they do is, if you tell them you can't come on site, it's simply you are saying to them you have other jobs that you are doing. So some of them, what you do, get the job, come on site. They want you to work with them for 3 months and see that you don't have other things that you're engaging to, because they actually want to know the value of what they are paying, that you're fully with them. So afterwards, you can tell them, what, like what Akin said, you have family thing, you have to take the kids and stuff like that. Like he said, your boss might not even come into work. But if you start with them, then it's more like you are saying to them, you have other things you are doing remotely. Like maybe you are doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Even some company will ask you for your bank statement. And once they see you are getting paid by other company, they will not take you. They will rather tell you, you go and resign with them and come to them, which I have seen. They ask for basically the bank statement, and they find out that Amazon is paying your monthly salary, no, that they need your full attention. So like what Akin said, I think it's more better off to get the role, do 1 month, then play the card to them, what, you got family things and that. And I'm telling you, they will reconsider. Okay, now you can start doing that, maybe come twice a week. Before you know it, you're not even going to work in 1 month.
Noted. Noted.
Yeah, don't shoot yourself at the foot at the very beginning.
No
Every job,
problem.
take it. Every condition they give you, just accept at the beginning. Go for that interview. Be the chosen one. Then all other things can follow after that. You know. Mm.
No
We
problem.
don't
Noted.
have at the beginning. We don't have room to make too much shakara. But by the time you know your onions, by the time you can, um, you know,
Maneuver and navigate.
it will get to a point that what you can dictate what you want because you know your worth, you know what you know. But now we just want to break in. you know. But by the time you are in, you know all other stuff, then you can command, oh no, I can't do that, or I can't do this. Why? Because you've got something you are doing at the moment, so you are not really worried, you know, whether they, listen to you or not. So yeah, but at the beginning, please let's play to their let's
Dance to their tune.
dance to their tune rather.
It's all right. Noted. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else? This should be anyone else? Anyone else? Or we're still eating the chicken for the Christmas. We've no
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Akin.
Mr. Ashafa.
Uh,
Good evening.
yeah, I hope Mr. Olatiju is still here to take question
Is here?
about
It
Upwork.
should be here.
Okay,
Adekunle, are you
so
here?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Latiju, for the wonderful presentation. I just have one single question
Okay.
about Upwork, which is around about Connect. So I don't know, how do we earn Connect in Upwork? Because sometimes I usually while trying to manage the Connect, I limit myself in applying for certain job, why? Because I want to manage my Connect so that it will not finish and I will not have another one to apply again. So that is the question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ashafa. That's a nice question, but to get more the in-depth insights or basics of that, we would actually get to do it during the practical section, which is, I think, next week, right? So you'll be able to see how I am actually able to manage my connects on Upwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until
So
then,
it's more practical, not really a theoretical aspect, just practical of it.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? The question is, how many people are still looking for or are still applying for job actively? Because it seems as if there's only one or two people on this call with the sound of it. I don't know.
Sorry, Mr. Akin, I don't know if you can help us with this proposal template because
The
we
proposal
usually come
template. I wasn't online. What is proposal template?
I usually come across that on
What is that?
Upwork.
What is that?
And proposal, they usually ask that question, the clients on Upwork. Project proposal, something like that.
For you to submit a project proposal,
Yeah.
like you are looking for a business analyst.
No. Project management, this thing. I think I've seen
Is
that
that only applicable to project management or everyone?
No, I only know for that of project management.
For me, it's project management that I know they usually request for a proposal. Sometimes I get an alert to say that they need my skills. Someone has a job, but they need me to submit proposal.
Oh yeah, then write a normal proposal like so see yourself as a company, right? Because you see yourself as a company that wants to take a contract from a government or from anyone. How are you going to sell yourself to that person? So that definitely you can get a template online. You don't need me for that anyway. Your proposal should say what you've done in the past, the type of project you've been able to work on, the type of tools you've been able to work on, the budget you've been able to undo, and all of that. It's just like you pitching yourself to them that, yes, you know what, I've got all the skills you want. I'm the right candidate. Choose me. That is it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like you going to a Nigerian government to give you a contract. You write a proposal now, and your proposal will contain how you are fit to carry out that job. What makes you fit to carry out that job? Even ChatGPT will give you that. Adekunle, please go back to your chat.
I
Can
was
you go
just
back?
about to say that
Adekunle, please
I
go
think
back to chat.
ChatGPT
All right. Can I quickly demo that?
Yeah.
Probably how you can use ChatGPT to do that.
Yeah.
Right, let's go. All right. Thank you, sir.
So did you say you want to check? I didn't hear what you said. Adekunle. Okay, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I said I was going to demo it.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, so I think we all remember how I explained ChatGPT. Like you are actually sending someone an errand and you are explaining what that person needs to get for you. So you command ChatGPT. Okay, as a project manager now, a technical project manager, you actually need a proposal specifically for Upwork, right? So what do you have to do? You understand the project you've worked on. For instance, I would say my first assignment for ChatGPT is write me a Upwork, a proposal for technical projects manager bidding for contracts on Upwork, right? Then you send it. You could see that ChatGPT has actually suggested responses, right? So this is where you need to understand your keywords. The first thing you need to check is your keywords. Now you have to read it from the beginning. Hope this fine is where I'm writing this. Now, does this actually mention some of your skills? Right. Number one, which I'm seeing here, manage project scope. Project managers on this call, let's make this interactive. Project scope, is it one of our skills or keywords? Please, I will need responses, please. Project managers, are we here? Mr. King?
It's time for question. Everybody will go quiet. I don't know whether we are online now.
Project managers, are we here?
Yes. So as a project manager, you manage the scope of your the project to ensure that there are no scope creep. As a project manager, it's your responsibility to manage your project in terms of scope to ensure that there are no scope creep and you don't go out of scope.
That's brilliant. And also the next keyword there is timeline. Is it part of project manager keyword?
Yes, it's
all
part
right.
of the.
I'll be asking, so I actually need the responses so we can understand this very well. Budget, facilitated seamless communication between stakeholders, ensuring alignment with project goals and objective. Everything I just read out now, is it part of project managers' activities?
Yes.
All right, so you can agree with me that this phrase here is actually center for technical project management. Yes or no?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So now the next thing here is that here are a few highlights of what I bring to the table. Number one thing you have to consider in your proposal, you have to consider personalization because it's what you've been able to achieve, right? Is what you've been able to achieve. So you have to personalize it. That's number one. Number two, the use of action verbs. Action verbs. You would see that I said, I have a solid foundation in project management methodologies, that is expertise in project management and the likes. You have to make use of action verbs. So looking at it here, they said project management methodologies, including Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall. I'm sure that we've been able to work on Agile project framework on Waterfall, right? As a project manager, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, I think we need to move forward now. Another thing here is risk mitigation and problem solving. So basically, we've been able to see that everything here is centered around project manager, but it's still not detailed. This is what any random person can just have. Am I right?
Yeah. So this is just a template. They
This is
need
just a
it has to be fleshing up. Like you need
Exactly.
to give what's that thing called? When you give figures, is it figures? Date is it
Metrics. You need to give
metrics? Yes.
You understand? So giving metrics to it actually makes it real. So this is just what somebody can actually draft out. So what do you need to do? ChatGPT have been able to give you your basic. Then let's lay on this. So number 2 thing you have to ask ChatGPT is that, for instance, you've been able to work on healthcare projects, right? Now, you would say add healthcare projects to the above proposal. Add healthcare projects to the above proposal to make it detailed.
Adekunle, are you there? I don't think so. Adekunle, we can't hear you, and your screen is not moving. I thought as much.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I think that was my network. So I was trying to explain that. Let's say, for instance, you're actually applying for a software e-commerce job role. You are bidding for e-commerce contracts. I would advise you to look at the projects you are adding on your proposal. Whatever you are doing has to align with what they are requesting for. So let's assume that we are actually we are bidding for healthcare projects as a project manager, technical project manager, so to say. So now, I actually told ChatGPT that add healthcare projects to the approved proposal to make it detailed. We need more information. So the subject has to be experienced technical project manager, ready to drive your healthcare projects towards success. So that is to let you know that we are applying for healthcare project, right? Now, you will see that from the beginning, there's a change. I hope this message finds you well. I'm writing to express my enthusiasm for the technical project manager position you have posted on Upwork. The next thing there is, specializing in healthcare technology, implementation and optimization. I have had the privilege to lead in diverse teams in projects such as, you could mention the name of the healthcare company, specific healthcare projects or systems you have worked on. You have to align that, e.g. electronic health records, EHR, implementations, already you are explaining what you've been able to do. So there's a difference between this and the above. Do you agree with me, please? Do you all agree with me? Please, can you all hear me?
Yes.
All right, so you can see that there's an improvement. So if I actually submit this first one and the second one, which one would you want to go for, please? The first one or the second one? The second one.
I'll go for the second one.
The second one.
Exactly. So that is it. We've been able to add projects. Now, let's now add metrics, right? Because you can handle 10 projects. How many healthcare projects have you handled? That's a question, because what actually gets most of these people attracted to you is the metric. They would want to ask you a question. How are you able to achieve 5 projects? How did you manage it? How did you prioritize it? They would want to ask a question. That is why you need metrics on your profile. Now, This is just a project. This is just an information about you. We need metrics. Okay, add metrics to the above proposal and make it detailed. So ChatGPT would actually rephrase it again. So now you could see that the consistency here is just percentage, okay, resulting in 25% reduction in documentations, errors, and so ChatGPT have been able to pick out your accomplishments and actually give it some metrics. That is, your competencies has been measured. Right? So if anybody is actually reading this, it won't just be descriptive. I won't just be saying, okay, I process my this thing on SQL standard and compliance, so. But coming here, you would actually see led a team in the successful implementation of a new EHR system across resulting in a 25% reduction in documentation. You know, you've been able to measure your accomplishments, and those are the things that is needed when you are drafting proposal. Right? Now, if you look at this now, because you might want ChatGPT to do everything for you. Now, from this number 3, number 1, number 2, number 3, if I should submit, we are all professional on our feet. I know we've actually worked in different sectors, so we actually know what is best. Which one are you going to choose from number 1 to 3? I need responses, please.
I'll go for 3.
Okay? Number 3, right?
That one is okay.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3, because it actually measures your competency. So now, if you are not actually satisfied with it, okay, for instance, now you read this, it says over the past so years, you know, you might want to tell ChatGPT that, okay, I have actually been a project manager for 5 years. You will say add 5 years. Send it. You can see over the past 5 years, because everything needs to be measured. Right? Now, you might want to add, okay, I was able to manage, let's say, £2,000 projects. Okay, the project I managed was actually £2,000 and the likes. Okay, the project costs, let's say, £2,000. Add it. You know, you have to understand the process of writing a proposal, metrics, everything has to be there. Costs has to be there. You can see that I propose a budget of £2,000 for the successful execution and management of these healthcare projects. Now, this is the 4th one now. You can see that we are progressing, right? So with this, anything that comes to your head that you feel like fleshing up to it to make it robust. Now, I think this just explains okay, yes, my expertise and the likes. So what area do you want to actually benefit that company? You've been able to talk about your expertise and the likes. Are you able to tailor it to what they need? Are you able to tell them that this is what they will be benefiting from you at the end of the day? Now, you can just write, add my benefits or why I am competent for this contract. Now, you would notice that this actually changed. Here is why I'm suited and benefit. So you might want to have it separately from what you bring to the table. So just say, separate it from, okay, make it different paragraph.
Okay.
Sorry, please. So I did just that. I actually want to bring these benefits out from these. Like, I want it different from how my expertise translates into measurable results and the likes. So I want ChatGPT to do that. I said, make this a different paragraph from what my skills entails, but this is the right words to use. How then you copy this. So now you could see that it suggested measurable result and the like. So you could say use a generic measurable results from 1 to 5. Now, so here is why I'm well suited for this contract. Then here is my expertise translate into measurable results, right? Which we can see as these as the benefits or why you are actually best for that contract. Deep SQL knowledge. Can you all hear me, please?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
We've been able to bring out 2 bullet points, a sub title from the first one which we had, or for the third one which we had at that time. So here is why I am well suited for this role, for this contract. Then how my expertise translates into measurable results. So now this is not really detailed enough to me. You understand? It's not really detailed enough to me. So what you just have to say is that, let's say, make this detailed or robust. Then you paste the title there. So you can see that it has actually buttressed it, like making it more robust now. Then you can just say add this to the above. So now, from number 1, we've been able to see from number 1, and I would like to end it on this. You know, we've got a lot of more points you can always add up just to tailor it to at least best suit what you are applying for. But you can see where we are actually ending that. It's actually a very nice point which we are putting a stop. Then you can always add your stuff to it. So now from here, you could see that you've been able to introduce yourself, give like a year which you've been into the service, 5 years. That is a good profile, so to say. Then you've been able to tell them why you are actually suitable for that contract. You've got these, you know, and also how my expertise translates into measurable results. You know, you've actually have more of it here, at least 1 to 5 bullet points are actually there. Then capturing with considering the scope of the project that and the value I contribute, I propose a budget or so and the like. So with this, you are good to go in submitting your proposal on Upwork. Add your name, your contact information, your LinkedIn profile, or your portfolio link if applicable. You know, but it has to be there so that you can be traceable and they can still get more about you. So who actually asked that question? Are we actually able to, if not 100%, are we able to set to you, let's say 50 or 70%?
For me,
Absolutely.
yes.
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Absolutely right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thanks
Then
again.
over to you, Mr. King.
Yusuf raised his hand. Who is the question for me or Adekunle? Yusuf.
Yes, good evening. This is Yusuf.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned something in passing, which is actually what I wanted to ask before this question came in. So I just want to make a request from Mr. Akin, and if we can actually have a snippet or an overview of that now, it will be so, I'll be very, very happy. Is about portfolios. How do we create portfolios? Because at least we've gone through some classes and we are doing a project now. And during the classes, we also did some in-class projects. So how can we convert all these things into portfolio? Are we just going to have a write-up of what we have, like a summary of what we've done, or we are going to have a what's it called, a picture or a video of showcasing how we use those tools, or what is portfolio in short? What does that
Okay, so
mean?
like in general, you want to know what actually portfolio entails, right?
Yes, and how we can come up with one.
Okay, all right, thank you. So there are different apps or sites which you can actually use to create your portfolio, right? But basically, your portfolio is just all about you bringing every of your expertise, your contribution into a box, just in a particular file, so that you can always share with anybody if requested, right? So what you just have to do is, number one, there are people who at least they build a personal website for themselves. And there are some people who actually search out for, some people use GitHub. If you are familiar with GitHub, you can use GitHub to get your portfolio together, have all your basic things on it. So it just entails your profile, your name, your contributions, the project you've worked on, everything about you on a folder, right? But you can actually search for a lot of platforms. I can even help you place a search here. Sites.
Linktree is one of the sites.
Linktree, yeah, I was trying to remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that you
thank
can
sir.
use to create your
Exactly.
portfolio.
Linktree,
So
very
that,
easy to do.
so as Adekunle has said, it's just you put in, take for example, a data analyst student, right? That they are using 4 or 5 tools. Let's say on 1-2 Excel, they did a project on it. They can upload that project in their portfolio. On SQL, they did another project, they can upload that project. And they can share that with, recruiters or anybody, just for them to see what they've worked on in the past. For software testers, but okay, there's nobody that actually passed through me. Yeah, I don't think so. That I trained. GitHub, you can GitHub, you can use GitHub for your repository. Your repository is also can be used as your portfolio, because it consists every of the personal project that you've worked on, because you push your project to your repository. And that repository, you can share the link. Even sometimes for software tester people, recruiters do request for that as well. That, can you send us the link to your GitHub for us to look at the projects that you've worked on in the past? right? So when I still train, I always hammer it to them that, you need to know how to use GitHub. Maybe, let's see, maybe one of these days, maybe I can actually take that one on. But it might be too technical for people who are not software testers, although anybody can use it, right? It's not only code you push to it as well. You can upload file on it as well. Maybe one of these days, I don't know. But yeah, that's a GitHub is used more, as in software testers use that more because they need to push their code in there for their project. But you can explore Linktree or any other free ones that are out there as well that you can use. So basically, it's just you telling about yourself, the project you've worked on. If there's evidence of the project that you've worked on, you can upload it there and all of that. Just to, in summary, something that someone can go through quickly to, say, oh, this guy is qualified or he has enough experience, something like that. All right, back to you, Adekun.
All right, thank you, sir. That's a nice response. So I think I've got nothing to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you wanted to share something before.
No,
Miriam.
sorry. I actually wanted to show probably there are a lot of other sites there which you can, but you actually mentioned few, so that's a way to go.
Miriam, that and was it a mistake or what?
No, so I wanted to ask. So recently, I was on a volunteer project that I think you posted it on your site then. So we are at the final stage, and I kind
How's
of
it
did a
going?
demo.
Oh, so you joined. Even the people that joined that project didn't even tell me that they joined. You see life.
So I kind of did a demo. Then they liked the demo, but one of the coaches commented that it's actually the work of maybe a developer or a BA. So for me, when it comes to portfolio for project manager, if I want to upload my work, what will I upload? Because I can't upload that now since it
No,
seems
you just talk about what you just talk about the different projects that you've worked on. There's nothing for you to upload.
okay, like lesson log and those roadmaps. No need for me uploading them.
I don't think so, because you cannot really. I don't think you can really expose the data for the companies that you worked on their project. For like software tester, and it's just code, so it's not like I'm exposing any confidential data. As long as there's no confidential data, maybe you can put it. For data analyst as well, there's nothing like I don't think it's just data, right? So yeah. So you just have to come up with what you've worked on and all of that. If you don't have anything to upload, you don't need to upload anything. But at least you have a link. At the end of the day, the purpose is if anyone requests for your profile or wants to know or read more about you, you can send the link to them and they can go through it. So it's like you creating like a mini website for yourself. When you go on any website, you read about us. Am I right? So it's like them asking for about you, for you to send them about you. It's as simple as that. Hope that is clear.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Any other question before we call it a night? I hope it has been, what's that English again? Informative, educative,
and inspiring.
and inspiring. I hope so.
100%.
Yeah. I'm actually recording the session, but I don't think I'll send it out. Or if I send it out, maybe I'll send it out individually. Yep. The essence is for everyone to be on this session. So if I'm going to send it out, maybe I'll send it out individually. And yeah. Any other question? Do you know the purpose of this session is not for everyone to just be on mute? Do you know that?
Interactive.
Do you know we are not on
It's
training here? Do you know this is
interactive
not a,
session.
do you know this is not a
Interactive.
lecture?
Yeah.
Right. We can only learn if we talk. I can't be the only one talking. You know? How do I want to learn from Esther what Esther has been going through? How do I want to learn from Grace what Grace has been going through? This should be, you know, there's no purpose of us doing it then if I will be the only one or talking. We should be able to learn from each other. We are not in a class now, right? This is, you know, it's a platform for
Some
everyone.
of us,
All right. I think
some of us are just software testers, so we are just listening.
maybe we change the dimension or the tone of the. Maybe I need to start assigning tasks for people to come on to maybe to host or to, so that I won't be the only one. We are passing the baton around. Maybe that will be the good one.
That would be good.
Yeah. So I won't be the only one championing. You know, we have different people.
Happy New Year. Akin, greetings everyone. I love to talk, but we've just finished our classes and we are about to go to, this is Grace, sorry.
Yeah.
We're about to go to the next step where we have to start live projects. We haven't started applying for jobs. Reason being that I just love to have a little bit more confidence before going in for anything. But with the with the lessons from today, I think it's a good one because I can now kind of set myself up as a freelancer and see what comes, see, rather than applying for jobs. But it's hard. It's not like it's hard, but it's kind of a little bit tricky coming from a different career background to into this. Is a little bit tricky for me, but I just want to see how I'm going to switch over perfectly and get the right thing, not fall into the same kind of thing that, like, I'm trying to cut off overworkload. So I'm trying to get it right. So whatever I'm going in for is what I love doing rather than just jumping into something and probably get there and get stressed.
Yeah.
So that's all for me. But I pick every class is, even if I don't talk, it's very educative. I pick a lot from it and I always go back and make notes and put my own things together and see what I've learned from it. So it's not a waste of time, but giving tasks, as you said, Akin, I think is the best thing as well because it gets everyone to talk. Because at the end of the day, this is kind of a leadership position where everybody's going to go out there, everybody's going to be able to express themselves either from the interview stage. So letting every person to, might be two people to run a session will be better in a day, than just you doing it. Then they can ask their questions, they can talk about their experience of job applications and, whatever topic you give them.
Yeah.
I think that would be nice too, because sometimes it's not everybody that's an extrovert. Some people are introvert. You have to push them to talk. Otherwise, they'll just sit there.
Yeah, because the purpose is, even if I'm not around, the session should still hold.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be dependent on me being there or not, you know. So this is what I would do, because on that particular group, I think we have over 300, but you can see the turnout. So the next session will be in 2 weeks' time. Maybe this week, I will send a Google form out for those that'll be attending the session, the next session, to fill out their names. Right? So I'll know at least the people that will be showing up. And from the people that will be showing up, maybe I'll need to inform them early, 2 or 3 people that champion the session for that day.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think that would be a good skill as well, because at the end of the day, this whole is more of project management, managing teams, skill, which they need that skill. If they can start picking up the skills from our basic sessions, then it's a good thing. I don't know.
Yes, I concur. Phil, you raise your hand.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Akin. Hi, Grace. Yeah. I think I just wanted to make a point, because we just finished our studies, and for those that are going for an interview, if you miss the practical session, you are actually putting yourself really aback in order when you go for an interview, because we've had Mr. Akin did help us a lot with our tutors to prepare us for interviews. And the questions that they will ask you on the telephone interviews, if you attend the practical session with your groups, you're about 90 to 95% chances of being called for a face-to-face interview. Because a lot of the practical sessions, when they go into, the teams start getting lax, where people tend not to attend. And as you don't attend, that's how you miss a lot of important information that could help you on interviews. So it's just a point that I just wanted to share, because that has actually helped me a lot, because when you go for an interview, they ask you about life project, what you've done, and you need to understand it. So if you attend a session today, then you're working on a project that Mr. Akin has given you to complete, and you don't attend it the next day, you're actually shooting yourself on the foot, because there is no way that you actually cram it and able to deliver it on a telephone call that they'll give you. It's just something I said I should share with the team. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. So one of the purpose of this group is to be able to come out of our shed. Many people don't want to talk. This is a platform you can talk, be yourself, and will I say grow yourself. So maybe with the exercise that we are going to be trying out, maybe from next week, because everybody is like, if I don't send anything out, there's no session going on. This shouldn't be, it shouldn't be centered around me sending, we should even have volunteers that, we know that this should take place twice a month, right? There might be times that I won't be available, but if we take it upon ourselves, okay, I'll be sharing. I can create the Zoom link and I'll send it to you. I don't have to be there. But the session will still go on. We should use this platform to as a way of exercise or testing ourselves, you know, challenging ourselves as well. It's nothing, it's just you talking now, nothing. And if you want to be getting paid for talking, then you need to master your craft. You know what I mean? If you want to be getting the £400 a day or 70,000 a year or whatever, you need to master your craft and you need to start somewhere. I told you, me training or the genesis of Learn with Pride started up from me. I never knew I could train. I never knew I could train even my daughter to learn anything. Not to talk about grown-ups, But I challenged myself and it was good, Practice make perfect. Something you do every day in, day out. There's no way you get better. And I tell you, some people are getting this job. They've not even passed through any training. But why are they getting the job? Because they know how to talk the talk. They just go online, read few bits and pieces about project management, they get the idea, put CV together, and they start applying for job. I know people like that. But they know how to, they are good when it comes to, some people are like that, very good when it comes to talking. They will maneuver their way by all means. So please, it's a skill that we should work on as well, because it will be boring if it's only Akin talking from Akin and the guest talking for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. That's not the purpose. Ogunle Yoluwasami, you raise your hand.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Akin.
this for organizing this section. Yeah, please, we would like you to help us to send this the video if possible, because there's a certain area that we might not probably we came late, for that purpose. Like you to send us the video. Yeah, another thing is during our practical section, there's some areas that's probably because of time and all that, when we are doing the get not able to finish, or we are not able to catch up with that area, which might be very important in our, in this our feed. So please, is there any way we can catch up with that? Is there any advice you can give us, or is there any way that particular area that's, because I believe that not 100%, we might not be able to get 100% the whole uh, training, or the area that we feel that we are, we are lacking, not able to grab at that point when we were doing the project. Any advice for us, about area, in case of, going for interview and all that,
All right.
thank you for that. Share.
Yeah, so this is it. Training will not take you, you won't get 100% from the training. It is impossible. Very, very impossible. In 3, 4, 5, 6 months, it is so impossible for you to get 100%. No, because you can't cover everything. But the training will expose you to the key things, key areas that you should know for you to be able to secure your first role. That being said, it is also your responsibility. Someone sent a CV to me, was it 2 days ago or 3 days ago? And I told her to go and add something under the technical snapshot, to go and add some tools. But again, why adding the tools? Because maybe the training only exposed you to 3 tools or 4 tools. But I want you to add technical skills or technical snapshot underneath each company that you've used. And you cannot be repeating the same thing over and over, as in the tools you use in company A. At least there should be a slight difference from the tools you use in company B. Two can be the same, but at least you should be interchanging them, something like that. And I told the person, you know what, this is what you can do. All these tools are similar. You can just go on YouTube, watch 10 minutes video on any tool that relates to what you are doing. Maybe the ones that is used for sprint planning, another tool that is used for sprint retrospective. Learn them in 10 minutes. Just have a clue. The purpose is have a clue on whatever you are putting on your CV, in case they ask you. That is you, going out of your ways to learn, to learn more things on your line of work. That is how you grow yourself. You might be trained on Jira, but do you know Jira and Azure DevOps can do the same thing? You can go on YouTube, watch 15, 20 minutes video on how to use Azure DevOps for your role. After watching that video, you are more than qualified to put that Azure DevOps on your CV because you know how to use it. You know about that tool, about the tool now. So that is how you develop yourself, So the areas, we've covered the areas we think is important. The other bit and pieces is just for you to continue learning. In IT, learning never stops. Even if you have been working in that sector for 5, 6, 7 decades, learning never stops. Because new things will come out, new approach, you have to stay on top of them as well. And the only way is you going out there to read more, to learn more, and all of that. So that is how you can, improve your knowledge on what you know. You can add more skills to what you already know. And before you know it, you'll be training family and friends, you know. That's what I did anyway. And I believe it can work for anyone. Don't just limit yourself to what you've been told in the class. Do your own due diligence. Do your own homework. Go above and beyond, research, and you'll be fine. Grace, you raise your hand.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, it's me again. Yeah, the job thing, just quickly. For example, right, if something come up, let me just say, I register as a freelancer, for example, and someone contacts me to ask me to do something like some job or something, and I feel like I'm not 100% comfortable in carrying out that task. Can I contact you guys?
Yes, you can.
And throw it to your side to see if it's something we can partnership and get it done.
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. Next thing I wanted to talk about is still that communication thing. There's this management skill that I learned that when you, for example, handling a meeting, it's always good to give everybody 1 or 2 minutes to talk at the start before you go into the meeting. I think that's a good way as well that can help everyone. At least we don't want to constantly introducing ourselves, but now because the focus is on job search and success stories, everybody just say your name, how many jobs you've applied for that week, or if it's in 2 weeks, how many jobs you've applied for the last 2 weeks, any interview called, any success or any rejection. Now, the person that is controlling the meeting can pick 1 or 2 people from the entire team after everybody have introduced and ask them, so why were you rejected? And then the ones that have given success stories, why did you succeed? I think from personal and reality stories, it will help us all to gain a lot more than just talking through the interview skills and the rest.
Yes.
Because we are new into it. And if, say, for example, I go to the first interview and I pick up everything that they said, even if I don't get the job, if I come back to you guys and I try to explain why I was rejected, I think other new people will pick up better knowledge from me than when you just go to an interview teaching course. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, I fully get your point.
So if you just get everybody at least, so that everybody can also talk.
Yeah,
I like when everybody talk.
and that's part of what we are preaching, for people to come out. There was, I don't know, I can't remember, maybe the very first session, one of the project management students went for an interview. I brought their facilitator here to come and treat the interview questions now. I think the very first session. So those are the things you can benefit, they can provide you with the answers or ways you could have answered it better, something like that. But we need to talk.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good one. That session was a very good session because it was real life and they discussed the things, how the questions came, what they could have answered instead of this. It was a very good practical session. I did enjoy it.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, let's see how we can make it more better anyway by leveraging on everyone, on the skills, the experience, everything from everyone. Together we can, we can do it. This is not a one-man business. It pertains to every one of us. We need to learn from each other, So please bear that in mind. And that doesn't mean if I send the form out, nobody will fill it because they will know I'll call them. Please fill out the form if I send it out for people that will be attending the next session. Don't be shy. Be free to make mistakes. It's a thing of the joy when you make mistake and you're a mistake on the platform that you can be corrected. Now making that mistake on where you can lose your job, you know. So be open to mistake, talk, you know, and be free. Amanze, you raise your hand.
Yeah, Mr. Akin, thank you very much for this opportunity. Actually, I would really want to plead, if it is possible, for us to also put into consideration having a webinar section like this to tell us more about attending interview sections, maybe phone interview, online interview, and in-person interviews. At least I think it's going to help us a lot to prepare ahead in case if we have something like that in the near future.
Yeah, everything is in the pipeline, you know. Yeah. So there's a deliverable for every session now. So yeah, that is part of it. Because the most important is, you know, before you can even get this interview, you need to everything has to align now. Your CV, the platform. So when you are applying and you are getting the interview, then yeah, when the first bit is done, then we can move on to the next bit. So when we can get this right, all these Upwork, set up a profile and all of that, then we move to the next on the agenda. But yes, it's
Okay,
in the pipeline as well.
another thing is it okay to maybe always get back to maybe a recruiter when after interview, because sometimes after interviews you might not hear from them again and all that, and they will not even give you feedback. So is it okay to always reach out to them to ask if there is any feedback, or will it portray that you're actually desperate for the job?
There's nothing wrong in doing that. Even after the interview, if you are able, if you know the emails of the people that interviewed you, it's something you can email them as well after the interview for the opportunity. You know, so it's just to create that, what's that English word now? You know, that picture in their mind that, oh, that's because when I go for interview, I like to make a lasting impression for me not to be easily forgotten. So how can you achieve that? In your interaction, your delivery, just do something that will make them remember you, that, oh, that Richard, I really like that guy. That is why I do tell people, I know interview could be scary. I fully understand that. Not that I like interview as well. But when you are
Okay.
answering, right, there are a few things you shouldn't do, like stammer and all of that. That is why I do say, even when your answer is wrong, you still need to bamboozle them. Be confident with what you are saying. Let them doubt themselves that, am I the one that don't know that this thing has changed, or is it Femi that is capping now? Let them doubt themselves. Don't give them any reason to doubt you. So make a lasting impression. You know yourself better. You know whether you are a jovial person. You know how to do it. Um, if there's any other way, just do something that will make them not to forget you. And if you happen to know their emails, maybe they contacted you directly and you have the email of the HR or the manager who interviewed you. After the interview, maybe as you are getting them, you can email them as well to thank them for the opportunity and all of that. That again will tell them that you really have, the interest in working with that organization. And also, if it's agency, yes, you can send the agency an email. There's nothing wrong in that. Many people you know. Although I might not choose them at the end of the day, but yeah, people as in I interview, they do that as well, you know, message me and all of that. It's a good thing. It's just, you know, give them the impression that yes, you have their interest in mind, not that you want to work with them for 2 months and disappear and say you are not working again. You know, because as I said, recruitment is a big headache. You know, they want someone that will be them that is going to be with them for a longer period of time. Nobody wants to start going um through recruitment. Actually, I've got someone online. Okay, maybe I'll call her shortly. She's an nature. Maybe she will talk more about the headache in recruiting people. It's not easy. Even the little ones that me I recruit, I know it's headache. Me placing the job advert, shortlisting, picking the right candidate for interview. It's a whole lot of headache, you know. A whole lot of headache.
Another thing is most recruiters, they always ask this question, like how much salary am I looking at, and how much do I think would be okay for me? So most times when they ask me that question, I always try to use technicality to tell them that though it is not all about the money, it is all about job satisfaction, this and that. But they want you to mention a figure. So at that point, what do you think, or what do you suggest?
It depends on the role. Just measure up the role. For example, business analyst role depends on the responsibility on that role, right? And
Yeah.
remember, they know you are working at the moment. So
Yeah.
definitely you don't want to go lower than what you are getting at the moment, right? That
Yeah.
is why they want a figure from you. So if you want to be diplomatic about it as well, you can tell them. So maybe in your mind you want to say, you know what, maybe on this my current job, you know, maybe I'm on 45,000. Then you can tell them maybe anything from 50,000 will do. And they will still tell you how much they will be paying, that oh, this role is paying 60,000, so that is fine. So just be open with your answer as well. Maybe anything from 50,000 and above.
Okay.
But that depends on the role, as I said. You know, it might be 55,000 and above, it might be 60,000 and above. But don't just say, oh, 50,000 or 45,000. Although if they like you at the end of the day, they will still pay you the actual amount for that role, even if it's 60,000 or 70,000. But at least they want to see whether you are within their budget.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Femi.
Yeah, thank you very much, actually. I really appreciate what you're actually doing. These are really cool. We rise by lifting others. Thank you. My own thing is this one, like, I don't know, because I'm moving from like a management route to tech, and kind of company that I've worked with. Sometimes when we go for interview and you're not actually shortlisted, right? You can easily ask questions like, "Why are you not shortlisted?" And they will give you the answer like, maybe these are the questions and questions that you failed, right? You can always ask questions, and even in some interview, I just want to like say, instead of asking questions or giving them a direct answer, you can go by scenarios. Like, oh, okay, if they ask a question about defect and bug, instead of giving a straight answer, oh, I remember the project that I did, this was what happened, this is what happened. Even when you're giving them that scenarios, you would have answered many questions that should have asked you next. Because sometimes if they ask questions, I'm not giving scenarios, even if I'm going to lie. Even sometimes you know what you're saying, but you don't know how to like express yourself. But when you give scenarios, you would have answered the questions, even what they're going to answer, and you might not even know, But this shows them that this is something you've done before, and probably this is what you're still like doing at the moment. That's what my own thing. And like I just want to ask, I think I just start from mainly for project management or for software testers, because me, I'm just going to software testing at the moment, right? And I'm just asking because most of these guys, I think most of people on this platform are project managers,
No,
right? I don't know.
I don't. It should be a mixture of everyone. Actually, it should be
Because
a mixture of everyone.
because I feel like maybe most of people on this platform like I've been talking about project managers.
No. Everyone should be here. Just that some people, they've signed a contract that they won't talk on this platform. But everyone should be here. At least there should be a representative of each course on this group, on this call right now. Scrum Master should be on this call. Project management should be on this call. Business analysis should be on this call. But some people just don't want to because their voice is so beautiful. Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Yeah. So it's a combination of everyone. So I don't, because of our time, actually, maybe next week, maybe I'm going to invite her back. She's on the call now, but if I should give her the mic, we might be here for long. HR just to share more light into all this recruitment process, what is accepted. Only if you can do it in 5 minutes. Ajibola, can you do that in 5 minutes? Or maybe she's not even there. Hello, can you hear me? Ajibola, can you hear me? All right. Maybe she just joined. She's in the kitchen like everyone else. That's fine. All right. Any other question from anyone before we call it a night? No question. Please, if I send the form out, please fill out your name. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared about. It's just you chairing a meeting. That is all. So please, just to know the people that will be joining, because we have too many people on that group. So, all right. There's no question from anyone else. Thank you, everyone, for your time tonight. Hopefully, we've been able to gain 1 or 2 things from the session. Remember, no knowledge is lost, and try to apply everything that you learned to your daily routine as well, to what you do as well. Like you can create your portfolio now easily. You see how you can add and add and add, from what's the word now? From just can I call it a sketch or template? From just a template to how you can fully develop it, So let's explore all these things ourselves, All right, thanks everyone, and we are going to be meeting again in 2 weeks' time by the special grace of God. For those still on training, we are back on training tomorrow by the special grace of God. So till then, have a good night rest and stay safe out there. Good night, everyone.
All right, bye. Thank you.
Thanks again, Mr. Akin. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah, good night. All right.
Thank you. Good night.